The outlet Stepney. Down the floor, Bria Holmes. Here's Holmes, a transition layup, good. There's nobody better in women's college basketball on the open floor than Bria Holmes, ladies and gentlemen.
16 points in the second half for Avery Fields. You've been on the men's side with your days at Salem, and of course now on the women's side here at West Virginia. Bria Holmes in the open floor. Is she as good as anyone when she gets past half court in that type of a set?
Absolutely.
Dive in left side, cross court, pass corner. Adrian swings to Page. Right wing for a long three, good. Another three from Jay Sean Page. That's three, Jay. Strong, good defense by Adrian. Pass down the floor. Staten to Dexter Miles Jr. for the easy layup. And the pressure cooker has been cranked up to another level in the College of Charleston, melting away here in the first 12 minutes, 66-38. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and hit well to left center field. Long run for Huff. Lays out. Did he catch it? He did in left center field. Casey Huff with a near over-the-shoulder catch by Huff. Oh, my goodness. It's a web gem, folks. That has to make SportsCenter.
And I think that's key, too. And then we've got a quarterback that gets us into the right run play, and I think that's also very important.
Yeah, Skylar Howard, Wendell Smallwood, Rush Shell, all over 100 yards running the football last week in the win over Kansas. Unique circumstances this week. Paul Rhodes will not be retained as the head coach at Iowa State, but he is coaching in this game. For some reason, his teams are always ready to play. How scary of a situation is this for us with what Iowa State has coming in?
Well, I'm concerned.
Tiana Muldrow as well played one of her best games off the bench for you, scoring 20 points.
It was good to see Tiana do it. Let me start out saying I like your new hairdo.
Thank you.
You know what?
You know, the deal is I just try to follow in his footsteps. He has a bottle of some sort of spray. It's like Dapper Dan 24/7 with this guy.
Like
I'm impressed.
Cream mode, Jeff, not spray. But anyway, yeah, it was good. That's one of the reasons we wanted to get in this. We knew the last game was going to be Connecticut.
Franklin Regional leading 21-7. Johns has an alleyway. Look out! Stephen Johns. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown. A 58-yard run. And perhaps the nail in the coffin knocked in by Stephen Johns of Franklin Regional. We got our player of the game right now on the field. I don't think it's any surprise who it is. Running back Shakar Berry. Another outstanding performance by number 3. 135 yards on the ground. You see him working for the extra yardage. So good. No one's going to take him down on first contact. And Berry just battled here tonight. Back in the lineup. And Meg Bulger with Mr. Berry on the field right now, our player of the game. Meg.
Thanks, Jeff. Now, you guys knew
Shakar Berry, our player of the game. Time now for our best of the batch play of the game. Berry, our player of the game. It was the defense of the Ringgold Rams. That is our best of the batch play of the game here tonight. A huge fourth down stop right there, and you see that Rams defense making it happen, Ellis.
Yep, and you know, it's appropriate.
And it's great to be with you once again. Another edition of Around the Horn with West Virginia baseball coach Randy Mazey, presented by Coca-Cola. Here with the head coach, I'm Jeff Culhane, and how do you want to start this week? We've kind of got a bevy of things that we can talk about. I mean,
high fives,
and
something.
We can talk Daniel Bryan, professional wrestling out of the dugout. We've got all sorts of things we can discuss on this week's edition of Around the Horn, but your team has found its confidence. They found that mojo once again, and they're playing a really good brand of baseball, Coach. What are you most excited about with your baseball team right now as you head into the final month of the season?
Excited about the way we're playing right now. Some guys have stepped up.
Let's start the Mountaineer Tailgate Show. Here's your host, Jeff Culhane.
Well, it's great to be back in a bowl game, is it not, as we have traveled to Memphis, Tennessee, Graceland, Beale Street, jazz music, and some fantastic barbecue. For the second time in school history, the West Virginia Mountaineers will play in the Liberty Bowl. It was 50 years ago the Mountaineers played in this game, but it was on the East Coast and indoors. And for the first time today and ever, West Virginia will face the Aggies of Texas A&M. We welcome you to the Go-Mart Mountaineer Tailgate Show live from Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I watch the film on this guy, he knows what he wants to do with the football. And everything you said, pocket presence, He's not the most athletic kid in the world, but he's got really good feet. He's nimble. He moves around the pocket. You know, we just watched the Super Bowl on Sunday. The guy that won the world championship, Tom Brady, not a real athletic guy, but he knows what he wants to do with the football. He's nimble in the pocket, works the pocket really well, and does a nice job in those areas with what he does athletically with his feet. You mentioned Chugunov, his story. Not the most highly recruited guy, but I think this coaching staff feels like this is somewhat of a diamond in the rough type of player.
And Tony Bozzella has just been teed up, as Bozzella didn't like the call and ripped off his jacket and kind of flung it around. And now Coach Bozzella will quietly put his jacket back on. Didn't like the call, down low, and still had that jacket on and flipped it off. And the officials didn't quite like it. If you're watching on WVUsports.com, threw it off. Yeah, I threw it down. Yep. You're watching on WVUsports.com. Threw the jacket on the ground.
A lot out there to discuss as we continue to roll along with our coverage well into hour number 3 of 5 here today. Signing day class of 2015 presented by United Bank. Jeff Culhane, Dale Wolfley, and very excited now to be joined by WVU Special Teams Coordinator, Safeties Coach Joe DeForest. I know coaches are just as excited about this day as players. All the work you guys put in, the travel, the time, you can't even describe it. It's amazing how much sacrifice you guys make to go out and get it done.
You're right. It's part of the job, and it's not just a year-long process. It's a 2-year process. Mm-hmm. The evaluation started 2 years ago.
5 seconds, 4 seconds. Stepney will dribble out the clock at the center circle.
Shoot it, Linda.
And cue Country Roads, Mountaineer Nation. Tonight, a senior night spectacular, and for the first time since 1992, the West Virginia Mountaineers can say they are regular season conference champions, and in one of the best leagues in all of college basketball, the Big 12 Conference. Stepney eyes up down the floor. Right wing, Bria Holmes catch and release for a 3. Ring it up! Bria Holmes, another 3, and a great look from Linda Stepney. Holmes with her 4th 3 of the game. She has 26. And West Virginia back on top, 69-67, 7:55 to play.